What's up, guys?
Connor, if you could compare and contrast how you've been preparing for the training camp leading into this season versus your first season, what would the differences or similarities be?
Yeah, it would just be the positions I got put in, the experience I got to see, kind of like what I wanted to work on that I felt like I could grow my game in, and then taking that back to the lab, wherever I went for my off-season training, come back OTAs, detail it up, try new things, and then come back and try some new things again, and just keep detailing and making my weaknesses my strengths. Yeah.
Anything specific you were focusing on in this offseason?
For me, just more film recognition, just being quicker, run pass reading a lot quicker to that, and then always just touching on my craft as far as the press and off. Off is a big thing too for me.
Kevin being back there where Bojack was for so long, what's the communication been like with him? Where is it at this stage, and where would y'all like to get it to?
Yeah, it's been smooth, seamless. I don't feel like there's been any drop off at all. I've had no problems with him. He's a very good communicator, and our whole secondary talks a lot, so there's been really no drop off at all. So we good.
Is that hand of yours 100% now? I know you were playing with it too.
Yeah.
A little bit hurt, but 100%?
Yeah, my 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
No problems.
I mean, the offense obviously looks really different with the targets that are coming to you in the middle of the field. From your perspective, just how different is it having guys like Keenan Allen, Roman Dunze, Jared Albright attacking that middle of the field now?
Yeah, I would just say it really can get spread out wherever, So we got so many different threats. It can be middle, low, high, outside, inside. Like it's really wherever he want to put the ball and wherever the play is designed to. So I really just say like it could be spread over wherever on the field.
What does that do to you as a slot corner?
Yeah.
Having all these guys that can do so many different things.
Just open up the field. So just really just locking in on my job. But everyone just gotta we're just covering more ground and stuff like that. So I wouldn't really say it changed anything for me specifically, but like. Yeah, I don't know. We're just more locked in on our guys. Our job, just makes, having better guys around us and stuff like that, just iron sharpen iron the whole entire time. So just, it puts us on our P's and Q's 24/7.
Is it fair to say like going into this year that you belong, whereas last year I'm sure you had a ton of confidence, but maybe it was that inch of doubt of how it actually would play out?
Belong how so?
Say again?
You said belong?
Yeah.
Like how so? Like me individually or a team?
I'm just as good as everybody else out here. I can compete. I can.
Individually?
Yeah.
I felt that way since the beginning. I always had confidence in myself to know that, this is a spot for me and what I could do, my capabilities. And I feel like my teammates know the same thing around me, coaches, and then, they trust and believe me and I believe in myself. And so, I have the same feelings for my teammates and coaches and stuff. So I don't feel like it's ever been a feeling of not belonging. It's just, let's get to the action, let's play, make those plays, and build this team to take it to the top, really.
We know this defense likes to talk. Is there any kind of scoreboard individually between corners and receivers as to who's winning which matchups or who's winning the day?
We haven't got very specific with it, but we definitely competing to see who's gonna have the most turnovers, who's gonna have the most PBUs. It's always constant competition. Who's gonna make the next play? So I feel like as you see our defense, we got a lot of energy. So it could be from the left corner to the right corner to the mic to the D lineman. Like it just bounces all over. Yeah.
Coach Fuchs was just saying that Coach Hope is the best DB coach in the league. To you, what does he bring that you find most valuable?
He's been in the game for a long time. So his knowledge, he'll go all the way back 20 years and talk about something and bring it up in the meetings and like, this hasn't changed, like stuff like that. So he'll bring a lot of pointers. Very smart coach, IQ guy. So I feel like that's what he brings to our room a lot.
Tyler, what impressed you the most about the way that Jalen handled his situation last year? To come in, to bet on himself, and then to get rewarded for it.
Yeah, he just he stayed true to himself. That's really the main thing. He's never changed, been any different, and I commend him for that. And he's just been the same leader he's been since he's came in, since I've seen him, since my rookie year for the 2 years he's been here, and he's just been doing his thing, really. So he's just never changed. So I respect that. He's grown. He's helped the rookies. He's just been the same guy he's always been.
You talked about you guys having a non-communication kind of bond out in the field. Can you just talk about how that plays out for you guys and how you guys kind of operate, how you work on it?
Repeat the beginning of that, please.
Yesterday, Jalen told us that you guys have a bond that allows you to communicate without speaking.
Yeah.
Talk about that and how it plays out.
Yeah, I feel like when we talk about it a lot in film or we have so many different reps, I've been with him for 2 years now, so like we kind of us both knowing the defense and repping it so many times. It's like we know how we should play this. We don't gotta talk and let no one know what we're doing. We just on the same page more of the time. It could just be a little slight like eye look or whatever. Like we just know it's on the same type of time. And so I feel like that bond that we have and with other teammates and stuff like that, it just it just looks seamless, you know. So it's nice to be able to have that type of team chemistry and stuff like that.
During OTAs, Tremaine Edmonds characterized the defense as being good. He used that word. What would it take to get the defense to a level of great or even elite? Like what has to happen this year to get there?
I say starting fast and just applying that pressure fast and just letting who know what kind of defense this is. And so yeah, I feel like just changing to that beginning and hopping on that horse right away and getting and let them know what's up. Turnovers, the defense flying around, starting from the D line to the corners to the linebackers, everyone on all cylinders. So I have a good confidence in our team right now. I feel that energy for real.
Kind of on the topic of chemistry, when you talk about the secondary, the cohesion you guys have, what does that do for the mentality of all 5 guys when you know you've got 4 proven guys, you know, beside you, around you the whole time?
Yeah, just a lot of dependability, a lot of trust. People knowing their assignments, not really worrying about if I got to help a little bit over here, help a little bit over here. You know, you get to really lock in more on your job and just know where people are going to be. So I just feel like no one really has to worry about anyone else doing anything because we're all in our spots. You know, we trust it, we repped it, we've been there before in practice, in games, and then it just keeps getting stronger.
What impressed you about Tyree Stevenson's first season, and what do you think his potential is as he moves into this year?
Yeah, I feel like he's just been on a steady growth. Like, it's just been straight up here for real. You know, as a rookie, you know, you're always going to go through your little hiccups and bumps and stuff like that, but he's always been able to take that and turn into lessons and grow. And I feel like you guys saw the most PBUs and picks, you know, starting to come later in the season more and more and stuff like that. And the matches been able to lock down some of those guys. And, you know, he's just been growing steadily and consistently. So that's what I commend him for, yeah.
Second team defense, a couple of the DBs came away with pass breakups, and Sterling had the interception today.
Hell yeah.
How do you size up the secondary's depth that you guys may not have had the last couple of years, and what that could provide you this year?
Yeah, just having guys that be able to come in and have no drop off, you know, because we always talk about that, maximizing those reps, whether they're mental or physical and stuff. And that's what those guys do. We get in the film room, we talk, everyone's talking. It's not like it's just the starters, anybody. Like, we're all like one whole group. That's why we talk about the team chemistry. It's not like individual guys. It's a real bond, and every position groups, and we bring it onto the whole defense. So there's really just no drop off. Everyone's just trying to make the next play. So everyone's just feeding off each other. So, yeah.
Is Tyree talking about being in the punt return competition?
He'd be back there for sure. I know he wants a few of those.
In one of the periods yesterday, you had came off the edge, kind of ended that drive on the blitz, but would have been a sack. I asked Montez about how y'all work the chemistry off of each other. What are you seeing? What are you looking for when you're trying to time it up, but also your aiming point versus what the end on your side is doing?
Yeah. I mean, I know Ted's a monster, so the tackle's going to respect him and stuff. So I'm really just playing off of how they play him. And so I kind of get to see how they move and stuff like that. So because he's very destructive. And so I'm going to just find my angle and pick off of him, really.
Tyler, now that you're in year 3, what do you want to accomplish from an individual perspective? What do you want to come away with after this season?
A lot of things. I got a lot of things in the bag that I really want to accomplish, but from being all pro, Pro Bowl, more picks, 5+, you know, more turnovers and stuff like that. I got a lot of things in my head that I want. You know, definitely being healthy and not missing 4 games and stuff like that. And I know I got a lot more to put on the table, so I'm just excited to really show out this year.
Tyler, has it been emphasized to you guys on defense that you may have to be relied on a lot more early in the season because of how many new pieces you have on offense?
Say that again?
Has it been emphasized to you all on the defensive side that you may have to be relied on a lot more early in the season because of all the new pieces? It may take a little more time to work in on the offensive side?
No, I wouldn't say that's emphasized. I feel like we have a standard. Our standard is going to be the best, to be number one, and that's it regardless.
Jaquan called you guys the secondary the Avengers. What do you mean? Do you like that nickname? Is that something that's actually stuck?
I like it. Everyone got their own little personality, their own little juice, a little energy. We all got nicknames for each other. You know, Flukes gave us all nicknames and stuff like that, so I feel like it's only right to say something like that. Nah, I'm feeling it. Everyone got their own little superpower.
Hey, wasn't that your thing, though? I mean, aren't they?
Everyone got their own thing. They don't just got Spider-Man. Not the only Avenger. You know, like everyone got their own thing. It's a group. It's a group thing.
I'm not sure if Jaquan knew any other Avengers though, because he said he's the
Jaquan made one
warrior.
up, yeah.
He said he's the warrior, and he's like, actually, that's not a real one. I just made it up.
Hey, we the Midway Warriors. We got a bunch of different characters.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
DeMarcus, last year you missed a lot of the training camp because of injury, and it kind of took you a while to ramp up. How much better does this feel coming into this camp, assuming you're healthy?
Yeah, man. Last year was definitely a learning lesson. to not overwork during the off season, but just be prepared and trust what you got going on, and that was more an eye opening thing for me last year to come into the in this camp fully healthy, and also knowing what the practice load that Fluke's going to take us through too. So I know what to expect now.
You said it's eye-opening. How much did that hurt you last year? Like even just your regular season?
I mean, y'all wasn't so nice to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely something that to where I had to just take the punches and roll with it to understand that to where you got to just continue taking it one day at a time and continue growing and continue getting better. The first 11 weeks was definitely humbling. I feel like I was about 75% healthy. And then to where I was able to take care of my body, get some special treatment, acupuncture and all that stuff, and then I was able to get more balanced and then able to have my feet underneath me.
To that point, DeMarcus, like from the outside in coming into this offseason, the DN opposite Montez Sweat was talked about as being a need on this team. Do you take those types of things as a slight, as a shot, or anything like that in terms of?
Nah, I'm used to it now.
Montez was talking about just the benefit of having training camp, a full off season to work with you with different signals and stuff. How are you seeing that benefit already?
Chemistry. I mean, just from everybody to all the pieces that we added onto it, it's good to just get together. Him and I spent a lot of time together in the off season.
Marcus, a lot of guys on this defense have talked about making sure you get off to a fast start for 2024. What is your sentiment on that, and why that's become so important with last year as a bit of a reflection?
Well, we started to catch momentum as a team, throughout the season last year, and we finished strong, even though we didn't get the win we wanted to against Green Bay and everything, and against Cleveland as well. But I believe that's why we practice in the morning too. Me and Flus talked about that too. I think that would help us get that fast start, in this season, so that we can drop out on teams early and then continue growing that chemistry and then finishing strong, even better than we did last year.
Consider the momentum that you guys built late last year. What do you sense carries forward from last year to this year?
Confidence.
DeMarcus, you talked about being 75% healthy last year. Going into this year, assuming that you're healthier, what kind of expectations or pressure do you put on yourself to perform at your highest level?
Just continue being effective because, you can be a dangerous man if you can win outside and inside. So, having that, that mindset and that, those goals, I believe that to where that can help, not only me, but help the team as well.
When they signed you, that was like a big focal point that you had the inside-outside flexibility. How do you think that's going to translate to your usage and where you align this year?
It's all on me, If I'm hot outside, try to keep me outside. But to where, we got great edge rushers, Dominique Robinson, Jacob Martin, a lot of guys that to where they can rush outside, and me, you get those guys on the field too, and then push me inside, and you got a lot of you continue putting pressure on the quarterback and everything, playing selfless football.
We saw a little bit of that in the 2-minute drill today, playing next to Javon and having that sort of length inside. What does that do to an offense?
I mean, when you got a guy that's 6'6", and he kind of takes away the check down. You know what I'm saying? Putting his hands up. So, that's definitely a good add on.
You said that you're used to it by now, hearing about last year bringing in Ngakwe, and then this year you're hearing it again, and that you're used to it. But is there some part of you that says, this is what I was brought here to do, that I got this and now I'm 100% healthy?
No, man. I mean, the circle I have around me, it definitely, benefits because I know who I am as a person. I know, like, what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? My dad has a saying, if you listen to what the people saying, you're not working.
Eric Washington's obviously a defensive line guy. Have you noticed him putting his fingerprints on anything or adding any new wrinkles that'll help you and the defensive line specifically?
Yeah, man. I mean, Coach E, when he walks in the room, you know what I'm saying, you can feel his presence, especially having that military background. And when I was at the SAC Summit this offseason, got to meet up with Von Miller, Ebenezer, Daquan Jones, got to, understand, his philosophy and everything, getting, other players' information, everything. It all, was surreal to be able to, like, have this guy on this team. And then just, the things, the confidence he speaks in me and he sees my potential, you know what I'm saying? I thank God for him.
How beneficial was it How beneficial was it to attend that for you?
Good. Great question. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Cam Jordan, I learned a lot from him because him and I have this specific similar body types, more of a power guy, you know what I'm saying? That's something I needed to pick his brain and understand. And even the details I learned from Max Crosby too, you know what I'm saying? To, that definitely motivated me leaving Vegas to, come back, here and come share what I know and apply it as well.
Marcus, after spending a year with Javon and kind of understanding him, what do you expect out of him this year when you guys really need him to take that leap as a three technique?
And he's affordable like me, you know what I'm saying? He know how to work. He definitely determined everything. So whatever I know, I owe, and whatever he whatever I can help him tweaking, making sure he's not overworking. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that to where the details that to where that can help him become an elite pass rusher. And I don't mind pointing it to him, because when he's creating havoc, you know what I'm saying, that helps me, get the pressure off me. I get more one-on-ones,
How do you view the opportunity for yourself individually on the outside with Montez being here and being, in theory, better this year and you being fully healthy?
I mean, obviously when Taz came in, that definitely, he did demand a lot of attention, especially when he started creating havoc and, his team started sliding him and chipping on him, and that freed me up. So got to compliment that and continue, working. Can't put it all on him. I got to show up into where obviously you got to make the OC make a decision.
And you're in a better position to take advantage of that now.
Absolutely.
With the way this team finished last year and the additions they made in the offseason, how does your anticipation of being on a winning team, if not a playoff team, compare to like other teams you've been on, like at this point of the season? Is it any greater? Is there, is there?
I don't really have any expectation. We definitely got to continue playing good football and taking it one game at a time. Everyone has to develop from special teams, offense, and defense.
What do you like the most that you've seen so far defensively?
I mean, the intensity and the confidence, you can see it, from rolling off from being the number one run stopping defense, and then tied in takeaways last year too. We have that confidence, and now it's being the number one total defense now.
What's the stability do for you, DeMarcus, coming back and being on the same team 2 years in a row after changing teams?
It's a great question. It was a blessing this offseason knowing where I was going to be home at. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you have that, that security, you know what I'm saying, that helps you, stay focused on the main thing.
Marcus, you talked about
a vocal leader. How have you kind of tried to step that up with Eddie and Justin being gone this year?
I was a vocal leader last year. You know what I'm saying?
But has it increased at all with them leaving?
No, I mean, I feel like this year, I'm pretty much kind of just letting a lot of guys, feel, their leadership roles instead of me kind of just like being the one always to speak up. So I let KB, Kevin Byard, he speaks up, you know what I'm saying? When you, Tremaine, all those other guys, you know what I'm saying? When it's my time to talk, it's my time to talk. I feel like now it's all about me perfecting my craft, putting DeMarcus first.
Marcus, you talked about learning from other players during your time in the league. How open and available do you make yourself to younger players who are hoping to grow their game as they're just entering the league?
So here's the thing. A lot of vets can say I'm always an open book. You ask the younger players how they is about me. I'm the type of person that I want you to feel comfortable. I sit down, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? Getting to know people because that's the type of leader I am. Being a man of the people, learning how to, that's how you really make people comfortable. That's how you make, teams trust. You have trust you come on the field. It's not no just, hey, let's go. You know what I'm saying? This guy actually got to know me. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a difference. When I break it down on family every single time.
Several of your teammates have picked you to be one of the potential stars at Hard Knocks. I'm sure you're not going to go out your way with none of that. But are you looking forward to what that might look like in terms of how you are presented on the show?
Just be myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Before Hard Knocks was here, I'm still the same DeMarcus. When Hard Knocks here, so that no one can say, oh, he's acting or he's doing something.
My friend, we've been hearing you since you've been here, but I'm just saying, are you looking forward to what that looks like when it's on TV for everybody to see?
No, man. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You've played with a lot of quarterbacks so far in your career. What has struck you about Caleb so far early on?
I don't like how the media made him, and not you guys, I'm talking about the LA guys, they're just the mainstream LA media and all this. I don't like how they made him this type of prima donna type things and all that stuff when you got to know this kid and you sit down and talk with him in the cafeteria and all that stuff. It's just like, no, you just sit down and get to know him, So, good kid, man. I can't wait to see what he does. Special arm talent. And just offense, got so many good weapons around him. The sky's the limit for that kid.
How much did you pay attention to, clearly with the national perception of him coming in, was that stuff during the offseason as his team made a quarterback switch that you were tapped in on?
Ask that question, I'm so sorry.
With Caleb, clearly you saw what was out there, the narrative about him. How tapped in were you into, before he gets here, being your teammate, just reading all that stuff about him?
Right. Well, I didn't really tie into it because, y'all don't understand. Like I took a month off for the first time. I usually only take 2 weeks off, and my first question I got is, "What are we gonna do at quarterback?" You know what I'm saying? Like it was so serious. Like February 1st when I started, and it's just like so. Then I mean, you had the comparisons and everything, and when I got like with anybody, like, and I'll wait to get to know you myself. You know what I'm saying? When we sit down and talk, and I use my discernment to see, if your spirit real or not. So. I didn't really focus, into it. I had to get to know him himself, you know.
What was the biggest misconception about him?
See, Caleb's confident, you know, and I feel like people can use that as cockiness, and that's where I feel like people are wrong at. You want anyone to be confident in what they do. In your job, you gotta be confident. You want a confident boyfriend, you want a confident girlfriend, you want a confident husband, you want a confident wife. So, I feel like some people can like misconcept that.
Marcus, you mentioned KB's leadership a minute ago. What's the thing that you respect most about the way he acts this whole thing?
I feel like, with him and Brisker back there, it's just, they've been there before, and me being with KB with Tennessee, I already knew what type of, leadership he was going to bring and everything. Now it's just, us leaders just, hey, bro, like, this is yours too. You can speak up, you can do whatever you want, be yourself.
Marcus, of course, we always hear you on the field, always
Like a necklace, man.
I appreciate you. You can change the chain. We understand. But we always hear you jawing back and forth with the offense. Did you kind of get the reaction today that you've been looking for over the past couple of years when they started jawing back a little bit?
Yes, I did. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because they're the little brother. You know what I'm saying? And then you picking on them. You want them to swing back. You know what I'm saying? So, I do that. And that's the thing about my leadership. I try to get to know the offense and special teams as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm a team leader, not just a leader. You know what I'm saying? To, being able to, get to those moments, being their brother, you know what I'm saying? And also being there, being a bully, knowing how to get to know them. And when you're doing all that stuff, when things hit the fan, you know what type of person you're going to get out of them. You know what I'm saying? So bullying works.
On the football field, right?
Teven, is there a vocal leader in the O-line room right now, would you say?
I would say it would probably be. I'd probably say it would probably be Ryan Bates being the vocal leader. Like, he's more of our more vocal guy. Yeah, like you're asking right now. Yeah, so I'd say probably Ryan Bates.
Lucas kind of left a void there that he's stepping into. Is that fair?
Yeah.
What has it been like for him? He's a new guy to come in and be that vocal leader right away. How long did that take him to get up to speed there?
Not too long. It seemed like he came over whenever we just traded him. He just fit right in, and he hasn't been anything but himself, and we, as a whole line, just love him. So.
What's the process like for you as, the team kind of tries to determine Ryan Bates, Coleman Shelton, these guys swapping in and out? What's that process like for you as the offensive line as a whole figures out that position?
I love both guys, as they're still competing and everything. And, it's different by fits, terminology. We try to stay on the same terminology, so that's going to be easy. And just different body types of those two, and just being able to come together and understand, maybe Coleman likes to slide a little bit more on a pass pro, and then Ryan likes to slide a little bit less. It's like finding that little nuances between each other and understanding what's going to go on.
Ideally, is there a point in the process where you would like to kind of get that settled so you can continue to work on that chemistry with whoever's going to be next to you in the regular season?
Above my pay grade. I love both guys, so I mean, whenever it happens, it's for the upstairs guys to determine.
How does the strength of the quarterback center exchange affect a left guard, though?
I'm just out here to do my job, I guess. I mean, between those two, what happens is what happens. I mean, I just try to focus on what I can control.
Teven, at this point of your career, do you have any different game plan or approach into the season to make sure that A, this is your best season, and B, that you're available all season?
Other than spending a lot more money on my body than I ever have, that's really about it. Because I'm just like starting to hammer more. Like, I'm gonna talk to my PT guy. I'm gonna see if he comes out twice a week. Make sure I get my body going into the game day. I'm trying new chefs out and making sure we can make sure I keep my inflammation down in my body. Make sure nothing's bumping bruises. I'm start looking into more massage. I'm not a big massage guy, but I'm gonna look into probably seeing if that would be beneficial as well.
Are you off to a good start? Is this the best you felt at this time, at this point in training camp since you've been here?
Yeah, it has.
What spurred this investment back into your body, into your nutrition and everything? Like what was the genesis for that for you?
Genesis mean.
Like what was the beginning? What made you decide I wanna do this?
I'll say just basically the future of what I want, and I made it vocal many times that I want to be here on the Chicago Bears, and whatever I need to do of how much I need to pay forward to get it back in the back end, and that's the determination I have to keep doing that, and understanding that I need to spend more short term to get more long term for myself and my family.
What's the budget for that? Like, how much do you have to spend, and is it double what you used to, or can you put that into context for us?
So if I have them twice a week, it's probably be in that shift. Almost double. Yeah, I'll say almost double. Don't tell them that because you might drive the price up on me. But I try to stay well within my means of that, and understanding that I do have a newborn. Formula is not cheap. I figured out very quick. Diapers aren't cheap as well, and wipes. Wipes go out like that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are in my budget now that was not in mine before, that I'm trying to make it more reasonable, because, like I said, more now, I can have a lot more later.
Teven,
When
what
we
was the
talked to you- When we
process?
talked to you in the spring, you said that your side had reached out to the Bears, but you hadn't heard anything on the contract. Do you have an update on where things stand right now?
Last I was told, I gotta wait until after bye week to reconvene about it.
I'm sorry, wait until after.
Bye week, yeah, until we can reconvene about it.
Teven, what was the process of knowing which things in your repertoire of, improving your body, spending more money, of knowing which things had to change, whether it was nutrition, exercising? What was the process like knowing that certain things had to change and certain things, could stay the same?
Well, I'm getting older. 18 years old, I used to hop on that field, no stretch, nothing, easy, no matter what. As I started getting older, I'm like, all right, maybe I need to not have fucking Wendy's on Tuesday or before practice or something, or Whataburger on Wednesday or college or something, and starting to understand that these meals and this money I'm spending on my body actually is beneficial for me in the long run, and I can actually have a longevity in this sport.
Teven, the cadence issues that you guys were having with Caleb back in June, I guess, May, June.
It's all ironed
I was
out.
gonna ask if you felt like that's solved.
Yeah, it's ironed out right now. We're doing really good on it, and hopefully keep on continuing growing off that.
What's impressed you lately with Caleb?
Pocket presence. We have a 3 and a 5 and 3 and a 5 on the other side, and they both rush outside. He understands, like, oh wow, he can just step up because all their cover 2 drops, and it's like, oh wow, I can step up 20 yards, just easy. I mean, he's just understanding where he's like sliding in the pocket, like seeing the pressures and everything. So I'm being really impressed by that.
I know y'all not in pads yet, but what's been your early assessment of Javon Dexter in terms of his growth from last year to this year as you go up against him?
I haven't been up against him yet, so I'd say this is our first shells practice today. So I mean, I haven't went up against him yet, so I wish I could give you that. So
What's been your early, it's like, obviously early, what's been your impression of DeAndre Swift though? Like, he seems like he has a little extra juice, another gear that maybe the other backs might not have back then.
yeah, I'm very impressed by Swift right now, and it's a lot of hard-nosed ball he does. It's very impactful what he's going to do for our offense, and he's very quick, speedy, and he can run over you if he wanted to. So that's a lot of things that he brings to the offense. I'm very excited about it.
Do you feel like early on, the ball is coming out a little bit quicker on the offensive side, that you're not having to hold your block nearly as long?
For me, pass rush feels like an eternity. It's just like it's what it is. I'm just back there just holding on for dear life, I feel like sometimes. Whenever that ball gets out, we're just covering down as fast as we can, hard we can, no matter how long it is. And our job is to be there to protect Caleb, and I'm just there to do my job however long it takes.
So this was praising the operation of the offense, saying things are coming along, fewer pre-snap penalties. How do you assess where the operation is at this point right now?
Yeah, I do say we're coming along. I mean, we have a long way to go because it's like day 3 of training camp. But I feel like we're ahead of the curve of where we were last year. And we're definitely growing together and understanding what this offense is going to go be. And this was a 2024 season, 25 season?
Is that
merge it.
surprising, given you got a new OC and a new quarterback, that you're ahead of the curve?
Yeah, I feel like that's why, like even going to OTAs, you know, when we had that little ironing out of cadences and pre-snap penalties, we came back at training camp, hit the ground running, haven't had a problem since.
Teven, DeMarcus Walker knows that the offense matched the intensity of the defense today. What has been your impression of the way the offense has handled the intensity of the defense and been trying to match their intensity?
Yeah, I feel like we've been trying to keep up with the defense, not really like keep up with the defense, but match their intensity, like you're saying, and because you know this is a top 10 defense without doubt, for like D-line to safeties, like they're going to be a great defense. They're going to be great this year, and for us to match that intensity is going to be good for us because that means we're going to push ourselves to try to be a top 10 offense as well. And if we keep on going back and forth, we're just going to make each other better.
Did that contract that Quinn Miners got get your attention?
Yeah.
And about just possibilities?
No, I trained with Quinn back in Exos. He's a really good dude. Like him. I love to see him get paid, and I'm very excited for him. And you know, it's good overall for the guard market by itself. So
The defense called themselves the Avengers. Do you feel like you guys have a group of superheroes on the offensive side as well?
We might have to make some up. I don't know. We haven't convened yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.